Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny here, and I'm doing a quick lure review of the Chasebaits Propduster Hybrid Glide Bait. Let's check it out. Whoa, there we go. Yeah! Woo, holy cow, folks. Topwater Johnny here, man. This is what we came here for. Look at that. Get back here. Look at that right there. That's the kind of beast that we came here for. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny. Look at that beast right there, baby. I think I won the tournament with that one right there. I am the one with this one. Share with you my newest lure, and is the Chasebaits Propduster Glider Swimbait. Now, I'm a topwater guy, but this is really cool by Chasebaits, so I had to get one. I've got the 5.1 inch, and mine is about an ounce. It's a slow sink, got those really cool 3D eyes. It's got that belly blade in there that spins around, and it's also got a really cool chin weight with some BKK hooks. This is a really cool lure. I'm planning to throw it on a 7-foot braid with a fluorocarbon leader on the front of it and see what I can make happen. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny here, and I'm out at a lake here, and I'm doing some tests on the Chasebaits, the Chasebaits Propduster, Propduster Glide Bait here. This is kind of the newest one from Chasebaits that comes out with that propeller blade in the center there, great hooks. And I'm over at the lake here because, as always, I told you I'm a topwater fisherman, and I'm trying to explore how to throw these bigger baits here. And because this one right here was just so cool, I had to get one of them. But I had to realize that I had never really thrown a bigger type. This is a glide bait, but to me it's kind of like a swim bait. So what I wanted to do was get out here at the lake and kind of practice with this particular lure, which I recommend everybody do. When you start fishing with new and different lures, it's important for you to get out here and practice. I mean, like, think about it. If you're a golfer, if you play golf, you go to the range and you practice. Well, if you're a fisherman and a bass fisherman, you got to go somewhere and practice, because when you practice, you get better. And so that's what I'm out here to do. Like, I'm out here, as you can see, out here by the lake. I can't say really, this is kind of a boat dock area. Sometimes it's tough to catch fish here, but I come out here and this is where I practice and I throw. This is where I learned to throw a bait caster, and now I'm out here really trying to get myself comfortable with throwing a bigger, particularly a bigger swim bait right here, or a glide bait. So that's what I'm getting comfortable with here, and I'm just going to kind of take you along with that journey here, and we'll see how it goes. So I want to show you also what I'm up to here. I'm actually throwing it, if you can see it. I'm going to show it up here on the screen here. I've got braid, but then I've also kind of got it tied off here with some fluorocarbon as well. So it's kind of like about a foot of fluorocarbon leader, so that it looks very natural in the water. It moves around very good. So that's what I'm going to be doing there. And really, I'm just going to get out here and start throwing it, and I'll talk to you as we go along. All right. Well, we're out here by the lake, and you can see the lake here. You can actually see what I'm throwing here. So I've kind of got my big swim rod right here, an ugly stick on here, and then I've got here it is right here. I showed on this side over here. I'm actually got this one right here, so you can kind of see the bait cast I'm using on this one right here. And really the goal is just to get comfortable, and that's really, if you're watching this video, that's what it's all about, is to get comfortable throwing these things here. So when I first start to throw it, one of the things that I noticed myself doing when I first started throwing it, as you can see here, I wanted to pop it like a topwater, because that's what I'm used to. I wanted to pop it like a topwater. I wanted to kind of flick it upwards like this. I wanted to flick it upwards like as if it was a worm on the bottom. And I was doing these things, and it was like I was really starting to feel uncomfortable, like, what's the problem here? And maybe if you've got a topwater, you've got some things that you learned about it. Well, as it comes in, you see it's going, if you look close there, in the water, you can see, as I showed you before, it's going right to left, right to left, right to left. And when I jerk it with my hand, it goes right to left, right to left, right to left. But when you're throwing this, what I realized is that I'm gonna have to do this motion without all that extra. Because like if you're throwing a big rod and everything, it's gonna be it's gonna be different. So what I realized was that it's all in the handle. When you're doing it like this, that's why I'm showing you my handle movement here. When I do this, and I kind of do it like that, suddenly I get that right to left, right to left. I'm keeping the rod stiff and straight, but I'm doing jerk motions with the handle. So I jerk it right, left, right, left, right, left. So what I realized was that it's all in your handle and how you're turning it. So you turn it and pop it, turn it, pop it. You don't pop the reel, because if you pop the reel, then it doesn't really do what it's supposed to do. But when I throw it out, I let it sink for a moment, hold up here, I start doing this right here, then I start feeling that motion down there. I can see it start to move. Right, left, right, left, right, left. I could go fast, then I stop, right, left, with my reel. And as I do that, I'm getting that gliding right to left, right to left, right to left. That's something that I didn't even really know at first when I started throwing this. And now I understand a little bit more about swim baits. I'm not gonna give up my life as a topwater fisherman, but I now understand how I'm supposed to throw this thing here. Because it's really cool, but right. And it doesn't matter where my rod tip is, because it's all in how I'm turning the handle. The handle's making all the difference here. And if I want to hold it down, that'll keep it down. But it sinks already by itself. And as you can see, as I'm bringing it in, that's the key right there. You know, that's the key. So I'm not sure where you are with your thoughts about one of these chase baits right here. But one of the biggest things that I would tell you is that it's not about, and I have a 7-foot rod, so it's not like I have a really long swim bait rod. I just got a 7-foot heavy rod that I can just got a really stiff back to it. And what I'm doing, like I said before, got braid, got a fluorocarbon leader on it, and I'm just throwing it out, and I'm just keeping the rod down, but I'm just letting my cranks of the handle do all the work for me. So instead of me popping the reel like I would normally do if it was top water, or if I was using a worm or something where I'm popping the reel a lot, with a glide bait and probably with a swim bait, it's all in the handle. It's all in how you crank it. So so if you crank fast, it'll move, it'll glide fast. Crank slow, to go slow, reel right to left. And really that, to me, is really the key to starting to get comfortable with these right here. Now, the proof will always be in catching a fish. But the big thing, first, for most fishermen out here, is you gotta get out on the water, you gotta get comfortable. Now, I'm at a boat dock, as you can see right here, and there used to be a lot of fish in this area, but it's not the right time of year, not the right time yet for them to come in. So there's really nothing here, but this is a great place for me to practice. And this is where I started throwing my bait caster, and I started throwing all kinds of big topwater lures here, because the water's pretty clear and I can see the action and I can see what it's supposed to do. So I'm gonna do this one more time just so you guys can see it. All right. Well, that thing casts like a bullet, just so you know. Got it up. Crank, 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 crank. And that's like, when it does that, that's like a wounded fish. So it's moving like a wounded fish. And if there was a follower, or if there was something interested in it, it would see it and see it as a distressed fish, and it would come after it. Like I said, I'm not moving the rod at all. As a matter of fact, the rod is under my armpit, and I'm just cranking. And that's all that I'm doing here. So for those that are interested, I want you to think about that for a moment. If you're gonna go into this and you're thinking about, hey, I want to get one here, this is what you gotta do. And I'm sure with this method right here, I'm eventually going to catch a fish. I'm just going to catch something. I know it because the lure itself is designed to help me catch a fish. The way it moves great. It's got great movement, great turns, and it's coming in. And as you can see right there, that Chasebaits Propduster, man, glider. That is a great one right there. So this is really a really great lure. Even when I throw it out and it splashes and hit, it always lands upright and it is ready for action. All right. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick little lesson about fishing these here. I'm not sure where you are, if you've ever used one before, your thoughts about it, but I'd love for you to leave a comment on it and tell me what you think about it, because this can be a really fun lure to fish when you're in the right area. So, all right. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that educational video on that Chasebaits Propduster Glide Bait. The whole point of this video was to really educate you on this particular lure. I kind of did a lure review at home, but I wanted to bring it out on the water here and test it out so you have an opportunity to see it in action. For those out there, some of you guys are experienced, so what I did probably wasn't that awesome to you, but for many of us out here who are brand new, this was designed to help those individuals really understand how to use those glide baits and those swim baits a little bit more effectively. It's all in how you crank it. That's what makes the big difference. Also, another thing about these reviews is that I think it's important for people who are regular fishermen like myself and like you to see what they do in real time in a real situation. A lot of times when we watch people do lure reviews, the lure looks awesome. Sometimes the video and the production is unbelievable. But I want to see regular people using really nice lures and having success. So I said, I'm going to be that person. I'm going to fish with these really nice lures in real, regulars, as you can see, situations. And my goal is to show you how it really happens in the real world. In other words, keeping it realistic, as the other channel would say, as the other guy would say. I really want to show you what it looks like to do it and use it in the real world. And most importantly, not just getting lucky once, but fishing with it multiple times to catch multiple fish. Because that's really the test of a successful lure. Can you catch multiple fish on the lure? So if you're watching this channel, that's what we're all about here, is catching fish on different types of lures and really showing you in real time how regular fishermen do it versus something that's really fancy with high production. This is just regular. I'm out here trying to make it happen. So with that in mind, please like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you're notified when I release a new one. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for being one of my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, please become one. I'm trying to grow the channel and it's growing, but it's not growing as fast as it could if more people would just join the party. So hopefully you will join. Once again, I'm Topwater Johnny, and I want you to always remember my phrase, keep your line tight, because when they hit those topwater lures, and now when they start hitting those glide baits, it's going to be a big bite. All right.